Well, good afternoon. It is my absolute pleasure to be joining Dan and the Saratoga Report this afternoon with a very, very special guest and a dear friend and an extraordinary ambassador for all things horses, Miss Donna Brothers. Donna, it's so nice to see you this afternoon.
Kim, it's always good to spend time with you, even if it is virtually.
Soon enough. We'll get you back here to Saratoga soon. And looking forward to all that comes when you come to town with the Belmont Racing Festival. So today, I guess we're going to spend a couple minutes and I'm going to try to not be overwhelmed by the moment of interviewing the master of interviews, the amazing broadcasting queen, right on the heels, I have to say, on the heels of your beautiful, graceful, extraordinary retirement from 26 incredible years, taking us all along with you on the horse through all these big races around the country. It's such an honor to be interviewing you, and again, a little nerve wracking. So my apologies in advance if I get all fangirl nervous and fumble over my words.
Well, Kim, you're sweet to say that. I think the retirement thing was a little bit over the top. At first, I thought, wow, I'm so appreciated. And then after a while, I thought, wow, are they just really this happy to see me go? Whatever the case is, it felt really nice. And the fans in particular were amazing. And we have the best fans in horse racing, as you well know. And we're all brought together for the same reason, right? We all love horses. And so we love to see them compete. We love to see them taken care of. And yeah, that's what brings us all together.
Well, it is exactly what brought us together all those years ago. And it's such a joy to do it again here today. So on behalf, though, of all the fans, of which I very, very much count myself right up there in the loudest of the fans, congratulations. And thank you for all you have done to share the magic of horse racing with the world for all these years. So just know.
Thank you. I can honestly say it's been my pleasure.
Oh, well, I am so we could tell as we watched you that you were having fun doing it. And it kind of leads me right into my first question for our interview today is that, do you think you could pick a moment that was your favorite when you were on the horse with the microphone? Or is there just one thing that you loved the most about your role that you could share with us today?
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't have to dig too deep for that. First of all, the thing that I love the most about it is that anybody who's been in the presence of, and when I say in the presence of, I mean within a 3-foot radius of somebody who's having a very, very special moment, they know that they can pick up on the aura of that energy. And so it gets contagious. And so the gift to me was that for 26 years, I got to be in the aura of that gratitude, that appreciation, that whatever it was that those jockeys were feeling after those big moments. But when I started as an apprentice back in 1987, I ended up at Canterbury Park in 1988, and Mike Smith was a journeyman rider at the time. He and I became friends, and he became my mentor. And I ended up being very good friends with him and his wife, Trace Smith, at the time. And so to be there when he captured the Triple Crown on Justify was really special because we were friends. And could you imagine if like one of your very, very good friends just did something that incredible and you got to be right there to experience that with them? And so that's kind of how it felt, is that I got to be there in that moment for a really good friend of mine. But also we all watched history happen together, right? 3 years prior, we'd had American Pharoah finally get over that 37-year hiatus essentially of having a Triple Crown winner. And then just 3 years later, we get to watch it happen again at Belmont Stakes. And so, yeah, it was an amazing event, but it meant a lot to me because it was Mike Smith.
Well, that I love knowing. I know there's hard to choose between so many magical moments, but the fact that was also recorded and is kept for posterity in the beautiful film at the Racing Museum, the What It Takes film that you are such a big part of, you're capturing your question, the perfect question to him at the perfect moment. It just was so beautiful, and his emotion was shared probably because you were such close friends.
For those who haven't watched it, you need to just go watch it. But I should just say here really quickly, in case somebody's in a position where they can't watch it, I had talked to him months before and asked him what it meant to him to be in the Hall of Fame. And he said, Donna, I'll be honest with you. When I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I didn't think I deserved it yet. I was young. And so we talked about that for a bit. And then it gave me that chance right after he won the Triple Crown to say, do you feel like you belong now? And he said, yes, I feel like I belong.
Oh, it makes me cry every time.
Yeah,
And I love
me
that
too.
it does that to you too. Oh, it's amazing. So, well, I know that we have other things to talk about, but I just want to know that you have been the face and the voice of these big racing days, the Kentucky Derby. And what I admire the most about you, Donna, and I admire a lot about you, as many of us do, is that you have dedicated yourself in countless ways to sharing the emotion and the feeling and the joy and the beauty of the horses with the world. Like, you're the person who brought those animals and all of those moments to the world. So you do that in so many ways. And I'm so grateful to you for doing that. And you've done it so well for 26 years. And the really fun thing is you're about to do it again on June 2nd.
Well, Kim, here's the thing. Sporting events mean so much more if you have a reason to care. So my husband loves football. I'm not a huge fan of football, but if he wants to watch it, I'll watch it. But I'll tell him, like, could you just give me a reason to care? And he'll say, well, the quarterback of this team is new. He's a really good quarterback, but if he doesn't make it, blah, blah, blah. The coach of the other team could be on his way out if blah, blah, blah. And so with this storyline, I'm able to have a rooting interest. I want to see the quarterback do well. Maybe I want to see the coach do well. For whatever reason, it helps to have a rooting interest and to understand what it means to the participants. And so when we first brought Embrace the Belmont to Saratoga, the first year that we had the Belmont Stakes in Saratoga, my whole entire objective was to get business owners in Saratoga Springs and professionals in Saratoga Springs to root for the Belmont Stakes, to root for the participants, to understand their stories, and to not only be able to talk about horse racing a little bit, but to talk with their clients, their customers, their friends about who they like for the Belmont Stakes and why. So rather than just saying, well, I like so-and-so because that's Donna Brothers' pick, I want them to say, I like so-and-so because I listened to a handicapping panel earlier this week. And after listening to them, I don't like the favorite. And here's why I don't like the favorite. And so I'm going to take a chance on a horse that's 10-1 because according to Seth Marrow, blah, blah, blah. So just to get people a bit more, to get them to understand, the participants better, and also to be more conversational about who they like and why for the Belmont Stakes.
Absolutely. I love that description of the why, of the what drove you to create this wonderful event that has been become a stalwart pillar of the Belmont Festival here in Saratoga. It's creating that connection, which is what you've done for years, and you've done now with Embrace the Belmont for 2 years. And for everyone watching, it's about to happen again here on June 2nd. I have to say that as Donna described the rooting interest and the ability to connect, I have had so many friends who've attended this event the first 2 years say, I learned so much and I carried around my handouts to the track the next day. And I felt like I knew what I was doing. They've shown me, they've seen me across the backyard and said, look, I have the pieces of paper. So Donna, I just want, applause to you and that you're letting people feel that connection, that it's not out of their reach, that it is like accessible. I think you've done a tremendous job.
Kim, that is so rewarding to hear. Thank you for that. That's the goal.
That's the goal. And that's what I wanted us to convey today, is what the goal of this whole thing is. Besides the fact that it is an opportunity to introduce the Belmont and the players and the horses, you and your fantastic co-chairs and dear friends, Laura Samil and Rachel Dunn, have also chosen to make this event not only educational and fun and entertaining, but also really philanthropic in that you're helping 2 local charities. And on behalf of both of them, Therapeutic Horses of Saratoga, where I spend my time, and the Saratoga Hospital Foundation, we are so grateful. And I'd love to ask you, what led you to connect that piece into this program?
Well, I don't think I need to tell anybody who knows and loves horses why we like the Therapeutic Horses of Saratoga, what they do out there with, not just with the horses. First of all, they do use retired racehorses. They also use retired standard bred horses. And so they take these horses who no longer can be ridden. So they take horses who have the injuries that they're not going to really be able to have another life because pasture ornaments are expensive. But they take them and put them into their program, and they work with people who are survivors of, in some cases, atrocities, people with post-traumatic stress disorder for whatever reason, or maybe learning disabilities, or maybe just connection disabilities. And they work with the horses, and these people's lives are changed for the better. And so if I can promote that, sign me up. And then, of course, the Saratoga Hospital, they partner with the New York Racing Association and the Backstretch Employee Services team to offer services to people on the backstretch. And if I can help people on the backstretch, really, all these, I won over 1,100 races. And of course, I did that on the backs of thoroughbreds, but I really did it on the backs of backstretch workers. And without them, we're nothing. And so for these two great organizations to come together and be our charitable partners, I think that makes it a win-win for everyone.
Well, we certainly feel this way, and we're so grateful to you and to Laura and to Rachel for all the heart and soul. And there's been no tears, I don't think, but maybe a little bit of blood in making a beautiful.
Let me just say really quickly, I get a lot of credit because I'm the person in front of the camera, and I'm the person who is on NBC. But without Rachel and Laura, this doesn't happen. Rachel handles all of our graphics, all of our social media. Laura handles almost all of the event setup. She works with all of our partners there. And that is not what Laura does for a living. Laura is a brainiac who works in genetics, and Rachel has worked in high-level marketing, and she also works with Saratoga Stable. And so these are just things that they're doing from a pursuit of passion, and we couldn't do it without them.
I couldn't agree more. You're an awesome herd of fantastic mares, if I do say so myself. Well, as we wrap up our interview, I know there's a couple more sort of logistics we wanted to make sure everyone listening gets the chance to know, and that is the event, the details. How does this thing work? When is it? Where is it? And how does it flow? You have written the most beautiful run of show ever, Miss Donna. So tell everybody what they can expect on June 2nd.
Well, the quick version is that it's at the Universal Preservation Hall. It happens from 5 to 7:30 p.m. with a cocktail hour from 5 to 6 p.m. The event itself starts right around 6 o'clock, and that's when we're going to have our expert handicappers and a full panel discussion. So we've got Seth Marrow from NYRA, Sarah Ibaldwe, Matthew DeSantis, and they've been watching these races all along. Everybody knows I've covered the first two legs of the Triple Crown, so I'm going to moderate that discussion, but I want to hear from Seth Marrow and Sarah and Matthew, who they like and why. So we'll probably do a little backtrack of the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, the Peter Pan Stakes, so that they can point out to us what they liked out of that race, what they didn't. And then at the end of the discussion, they're going to talk about who they like precisely and why, but not just in the context of this is who I like and this is why I like them, and so you should too, but in the context of teaching people how to choose your own horse at another time. And we should be able to do all that within an hour. At the very end, we'll have a 15-minute optional handicapping 101 session. We've done this for the first two Embrace the Belmont events, but we did it up front. At this point, we've got some return customers, quite a few return customers, and we feel like a lot of our people already have the basics of handicapping. And so we're saving that for the end so that if people have already seen that, they know how to handicap, they can go out and have a drink, go to dinner, do whatever it is that they want to do, while the people who want to learn can stay for another 15 minutes, and we'll go through that.
Excellent. No, it sounds like a ton of fun. It's been fun each year, and I think each year it's had different nuances. I know this year we are adding in two elements to the pregame or the cocktail hour with our fashion partners and also our silent auction that will be happening downstairs in the Great Hall. If you want to talk just for a minute about the fashion partners, because I love them, and I feel like this has been like your special extra little sparkle you've put on this event, especially, well, each year, but this year best of all.
Well, we have great fashions in Saratoga. I don't know if people appreciate as much as they should. If you're born and raised in Saratoga, or if you live there year round, you may not appreciate what great boutiques we have. And these boutiques are steered toward people with all kinds of lifestyles, right? People who just want to hang out at SPAC and go to all the concerts and events they have there, but also people who want to go racing and people who want to hike in the Adirondacks. And so we're trying to make sure that we include everybody who's been supporting race day fashion throughout the years. So of course, Heidi West and her 3 stores, Lifestyle is Union Hall, Caroline on Main. And then we've got Frivolous Boutique, Mark Thomas, Encounter, Piper Boutique, There'll be also some of the hats and fascinators. So we have the fashion partners will be set up there in the pre-part of the event, and some of their stuff will be on display. Maybe some of it will be for purchase. That's really up to the individual vendor. Just so people can start to get ideas about, oh, well, I do already have that one dress, or I already have that one suit. I could get that tie. And so just get some inspiration.
Well, and you are ultimately the ultimate fashion inspiration for many of us who watch your attire. And Rachel and Laura, right there, the three of you show us how it's done in every way. So we are grateful to those fashion partners, and we're really excited about our little silent auction. And I just think maybe we'll wrap up our conversation with thank yous, because I'm thankful for you. Both of us, the two charity partners, are so thankful to you and your co-chairs, Laura and Rachel. But we're also very thankful to all of the folks who make it possible, the underwriters and the partners. And Donna, would you like to kind of give a summary? It's hard to do, of all the folks we might want to thank for supporting this event.
Kim, I would love to do that. And I'm so glad that you asked, because we really couldn't do it without them. We're charging a nominal fee of $50. And that's homage to the 158th Preakness Stakes. You can go to $158 for a VIP ticket, but those tickets alone would not come close to covering the expenses of the event. So without our partners like Universal Preservation Hall, UPH, the Boucher Financial Group, 10 Strike Racing, Wayne and Adrian Cutler and their Children and Horses Welfare Organization, Brookledge Transportation, Brown Road Racing, Sugar Plum Farm, Adelphi Racing Club, all three of those racing organizations are right there based in Saratoga Springs, and most of them are open to join. We also have the Lazy Dog Cookie, Victory Racing, also based in Saratoga Springs. And I don't have time to mention all the in-kind partners that we have. So the past performances will be provided by Daily Racing Forum, and the fine linens that we have are provided by Fine Affairs. Kim, you know more of the in-kind sponsors that we have, but the list goes on, and we just couldn't do this without them.
Absolutely. And we will make sure they are all listed prominently. So when you come, that's to all of our friends listening today, when you join us on June 2nd, you will see them. We will celebrate them. We will celebrate Donna. We will celebrate the horse racing. And we will.
Oh, wait, we forgot something really important.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Guess who else is going to join us?
Oh,
yeah.
Are we allowed to tell everyone?
The first female to win the Belmont Stakes in 2023. And I just learned moments ago, Cherie DeVoe is going to be there.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. It just gets better and better. That is amazing news, breaking news and fabulous news. And it's just going to be so much fun. And it is such a labor of love, Donna. I know that this comes from the depths of your heart to do this big undertaking with Donna and Rachel and everyone who's joined us and everyone who will join us. We are really excited and grateful and thankful for this opportunity to tell everyone about what's in store. Anything else you think we should share, Miss Donna, before we turn it back to Dan?
Only one last thing. Action Jackson is also super excited about it.
We can't wait to see him back here in town too. Well, Donna, thank you. And I think we'll call it a wrap, and we'll see you on June 2nd.
Thanks.